95% of people watch their future wither away. I would say most people don't put in the effort for their future, and many people believe that other people are the reason why their future has become so bleak or obsolete. I would say the reason why most people don't put in effort for their future is because they fear that everybody will judge them, that they will be seen as an outcast, and nobody wants to be seen as an outcast, or they feel that there is no hope in the country, in their future. I would say the economy hasn't been doing too good, and there are many talks of a recession. And if a recession does happen, many generations, possibly the next generation, possibly 2 generations after me, Gen Z, may be having to work extremely hard or not even have a job because the country may just be deteriorating at a rate that we didn't expect, or may possibly even collapse at the worst possible case scenario. And I think about the times where I went to high school. Last year, there were many people who sold candies, sweets, people who, had, I guess you could say, side hustles during their free time. These people would go out there into the school, have boxes or backpacks full of treats that you can just buy for like $1, $2. And obviously, the schools wouldn't like this because they don't want kids to be selling, products to other kids. But at the end of the day, I started to think that, these people who are getting in trouble for selling candy and having their own business, these people are the people who are going to be successful. These people are the ones who are taking that risk for them to be better than everybody else and to start their own business and to not care about what other people say. They may get shut down, hundreds of times a day, maybe tens of times a day, but they'll come back every day, every hour, every week, every year, so that they're able to get more and more business. These are the people who aren't afraid of taking risk because they know that every time they take risks, they get attention for it. It's good publicity. They're able to become more popular, they're able to get more business, they're able to get more customers, and this allows their to grow to like an actual genuine business once they become older. Those are the people that I strive to be like. I would say that I've been struggling with having to find a career, something that I really believe in. I've been going to college for, I would say, the past 3 or 4 months, and I've been studying something that I'm not even sure I'll be able to stay in contact with or even continue to finish because I genuinely don't know. This is something that I want to do. I feel like I've been coasting my life. I've gone to the elementaries, middle, high schools. I've done all the work and stuff like that. I've done all the things that make you seem like you are a star student, something that makes you seem like you have like genuine potential. But at the end of the day, those grades in middle school or high school, those lectures that teachers would give you, they genuinely don't matter now in this world because at the end of the day, we're all here just to work a job that'll run us dead into the ground, and we'll have nothing to show for it. Most of us won't even have pensions, something that allows you to have retirement for as many of the years as you worked or days you worked for a company, because the companies genuinely don't care about people anymore. People like me and you, anybody who's watching this video, used to be the currency for businesses. We used to quite literally have insanely good benefits for people who worked really hard in their careers, specialists. And now we have AI taking over these jobs, or people hiring, people from like the streets who have no confidence or even like coordination to a job or even know the same language, which may not be a detriment to their fault, possibly not. And yet, those people are the ones taking the jobs, and those are the people who are, having to suffer because now everybody's able to get this cheap labor at the cost of genuine people at the cost of these people who have certificates and awards for things that they have studied in these fields, and yet they're being thrown to the wayside because companies care about their profits and all these things like that. I believe those activities that those young adults hold in high merit will be the ones to crush your dreams and be the ones to deteriorate your future. These people who have been partying, yes, you may be, living it up and having the best life you could possibly have, but at the end of the day, once you're in your late 20s or even 30s, you're going to have nothing sustainable. You won't have a business, you won't have even a career possibly if you were just out there, wasting your life out there. And obviously, a lot of people know that, oh, you've been told you have a long life, you don't have to worry about these things, you don't have to worry about retirement, and yet these things are creeping up faster and faster, and these jobs are becoming harder and harder to find, and houses are becoming more exponentially more expensive than wages have even grown in the last 10 years. And I think that's a shame because some of the things that I've been doing myself in order to fix these issues that I have is I've been trying to put my head down and start to work on myself And I do believe that people need to start doing that. People need to start, bunker down, find a career, find something they like. If it's just a hobby, then maybe you could try to turn it into a business or like a career. Like for me, I would say YouTube. I would love for this to become my career. And I first started this because not for the money, but because I wanted to become better speaking. I want to have confidence while speaking. And right now, I'm speaking into the void of who knows how many people will be watching this video. And I don't want to have these issues when I'm older, because at the end of the day, people will only take people who they see themselves in. An example would be like my boss. My boss likes certain people because he saw himself in those kind of people who acted the same way. And another way that I also want to be better is that I want to start reading. I want to start reading so I don't have to say ignorant anymore. As a kid, I used to push away religion because I felt it was so pushy to people who believed that people were going out their way to say these kind of things to hurt people, and yet they would turn their back to what they said themselves and say that you should follow God because God is the way and God will lead you to salvation and all these great things. And while I do believe God and religion most likely will help people, I just don't like that there are many people who seem to sort of make other people, such as myself when I was younger, push away from these things because I just couldn't trust them. And now I'm older and I have a lot of experience in my life, and I have lived for quite a while, and I realize that I need to start learning about these things, because at the end of the day, language is one of the most important things that we humans have. We've had language, and this allows us to connect with people, thousands of miles across the world. We may speak different languages, and yet if we believe in the same thing, we can interact and become friends. And this allows me to connect with other people, and I think that's genuinely amazing, because I don't want to live in this bubble of my own neighborhood or city or town, because I know there's so much there and out there in the world that I probably can't even not afford to even travel, because the amount of money that I'm making right now, which is at this moment zero, because I left the job that I was working because I felt like I was just being used and nothing more than that. I didn't feel like a genuine person working there. And now I don't even have that much money to even like travel maybe once a year, even if I were able to hunker down and not spend too much money, to only spend money on necessities. And I think that's a shame, because there's so many people in this world who they're so bright and they have so many opportunities, and yet they aren't able to get out of their own shell because they weren't given the necessary funds. And yet the people who have everything in this world continue to get more and more, while the people at the bottom continue to suffer. These companies who get so much funding, like Microsoft, Tesla, all these kind of companies, they rely on your dopamine, especially Microsoft, the people who also make social media sites, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. These people are the ones that will quite literally push you to watch. I've been glued to my phone. I've put so many hours onto this device that I probably lived more on the internet than I genuinely have lived in my life as a kid. I would spend so much time playing games, mobile games on this phone, talking to people, across the world and interacting with them. And genuinely, I do think that did help me in some sort of aspect of my life. But now, even now, I'm, I'm nearly a decade older, and I still have issues, being able to talk with people and having to open my mind and understand that this is the world and these are the different things in the world, and that I need to accept them, because if I don't, I'll only be in the world of suffering, because I genuinely can't be this hard-headed and stubborn in a world that's changing like every second right now. And these actions that I'm taking, actions to speak with confidence, to start my own business, to read, to not stay ignorant, and to reset my dopamine addiction by reducing my screen time, these actions will make me better than I believe 99% of the people, because I'm willing to put in that time, effort, and those sacrifices for my future, even if people will talk bad about me. And I do believe other people need to do this too. People need to be able to put in the time, put in the effort, and make those sacrifices. And I know that many of us, including myself, we're scared to make those sacrifices because we're terrified of what our future holds in for us. And sometimes we don't even know if we'll even live for the next 10 years, just because how the world is going on. The geopolitical aspects of the world are changing every minute that we live, and tensions in the world are rising. And yet I can't even find the job for myself, and don't have so many of these credentials, and I put in so much effort, and I spent so many years talking to so many people that I believe might give me a chance at a life that I genuinely want. And if I'm not able to get that, what is it worth working for? I don't want people, and I don't even want myself to have to worry about the people who haven't even made or haven't even tried making a mark on this world. Sometimes I may get comments about people who say, oh, my voice or my topics or things such as that, or people like in the real world, the way like I just present myself, they may talk bad about me to my face, and you'll smile and I walk away, because I know that at the end of the day, these people have not even tried to put a significant amount of their mind into making a mark on this world, or even making a mark on their family or friends. These people have done literally nothing to make themselves seen as somebody who can be followed or even be judged in high merit and high remark. And yet they go to people who are just trying, people who may have nothing, and yet they make fun of them, because it's possible that they themselves are possibly scared of people who are willing to put an effort in a world where they see this world is hopeless, where there is nothing to work for, and that everything that you do now may hold up to nothing, and that if you are able to believe in yourself, which I believe is one of the most hardest things in the world to do, especially in the world where everyone will be better than 99% of the people living now today. You do not have to worry about the opinions of others, because as long as you're able to believe in yourself and work hard, you are doing better than 99% of the people alive now today. No matter what their social standing is, whether they're rich or poor, it does not matter, because you are putting in the effort, and at the end of the day, people will one day have to accept that you are doing more than what they could be doing and what their siblings and themselves are doing in their life, and that time span you have now alive compared to what they're doing now. Thank you for watching.